Hello, YouTube. This is I, Mr. Zero, on Mr. Zero's Terror Ride. I am Mr. Zero, clown, comic, and commentator on all things scary, silly, stupid, and bizarre, and haunted houses, which should be scary, and silly, and funny. With me, as always, is Chuckles. So, back to, haunted houses. I was in the haunted house last night. Um, I was Chainsaw Zombie. Now, if you had watch earlier videos, the first night I worked there, the opening night, I was Chainsaw Clown Zombie. They have changed it now just to zombies because it didn't make sense. I think the clown sells it a lot better than just the zombie, but I mean, also what sells is when your chainsaw works, which is the problem that I was having all night. Um, and I was actually psyched again to do chainsaw. It's kind of a prestigious thing when they allow you to do chainsaw. And I was wearing overalls, coveralls. That was the costume, coveralls and a zombie mask. And it was the first costume that I've worn in the house that was comfortable. It was a pair of coveralls that actually fit me. And then there's a stupid zombie mask that was uncomfortable, but I don't complain about wearing masks, so I get picked to wear masks a lot. Which is funny because normally I would complain. I hate wearing masks. They stink, they're uncomfortable. But I don't complain, so I tend to get, picked to do masks a lot. Um, but yeah, it's usually a lot of fun doing chainsaw, even though it's hard work. It helps the night go by faster because you get breaks doing that. You go on and off every 20 minutes. You work for 20 minutes, you have a 20-minute break. You switch off. And I was switching with my buddy Miguel, who works there, and he's I mean, this guy is phenomenal as far as haunted house actor. He comes up with some great ideas and he pulls it off very well. Um, and he just is amazing, amazing haunted house actor. I was really glad to be working with him that night, and he was having problems with his chainsaw a little, but I was having like severe problems with my chainsaw. They had pulled it off the shelf. The first one they pulled off the shelf wasn't working. It was busting down, and so they pulled another one off the shelf, and it was working fine until like halfway through my second shift, and then I couldn't get it to start. I keep getting told that I flooded it. Now I'm doing everything exactly the same as I did the first night. I had no problems. I think that it was just a defective. It needed to be maintained, and I don't know how well these things are getting maintained, but it kept breaking down on me. Um, which is really terrible when you're the chainsaw zombie and your chainsaw doesn't work. You feel really ridiculous. So I'm sitting there. So I'm just playing it off for comedy. People come in, and I sit there and I just well, through the mask, and then I'd be like, and I'd start like, and I'd stop and just go pick it up, and go, with my own voice, and people thought that was funny, which is okay, but it would have been better if it had been scary with an actual chainsaw. But as when you're the chainsaw zombie, there's a certain expectation. There's an expectation of the chainsaw. That's the scary part. The zombie part isn't all that scary. Yeah, I could sit there going, but no, it's the chainsaw that sells that room. Gots to have the chainsaw. You just sit there and you got the chainsaw. It's all sitting there idling around. And when you got enough people in the room, you just and you throw them and they start running. But no chainsaw, and it made me very bummed, and I had a very, very angry outlook on the world after that. I'm like, had me in a severely bad mood. But I'm doing better. I'm going today. I'm gonna try to have an attitude of like, can always go better. I can always have a better night, because that was not a very fun night. It's chainsaw. It's chainsaw. My chainsaw didn't work. So, and it's even more work when you have to keep yanking that thing and you keep doing it. You've been holding it for like a half hour, and every time you try to yank it and it's not doing it, you're just hurting yourself. It hurts, your muscles start to ache from just doing that, just. I wasn't scaring people when I did have it as well. I don't know. I guess I just wasn't feeling it. That could have been all my fault. Maybe I was just in the wrong state of mind. Oh well. Hope I get something more fun tonight. Maybe I'll get something that involves makeup. I haven't worn makeup at all this entire year so far. Which is amounts to what, 8 days? 8 days into the season, I haven't worn makeup once. Always in masks. It's not that I love the makeup, because the makeup doesn't feel. I don't like wearing like the makeups that they use, because it doesn't. I don't know. I don't. I shouldn't be complaining too much. I enjoy working there. I will read it. I enjoy working there. It's just when things don't go your way, it turns into a bad day. And when you get frustrated, it just makes things get worse. And that's what was happening. I'd get frustrated because I'd get that chainsaw working for the first two or three victims, and then all of a sudden it just won't go. And it's just, and there's a camera in the room. I'm sitting there waving to the camera. Yeah, my chainsaw's not working. Can I get a new one, please? So, and yeah, it took forever for me to get any help. And you just feel so silly. You feel so silly when you're just sitting there. You're the zombie with a chainsaw, and they're walking through. Oh, it's the chainsaw. And the chainsaw will start, and they're like, oh, okay, and then they walk out. And like I said, I'm trying to be entertaining while not having a working chainsaw. But some people just they don't want to laugh. They want to be scared, and it's kind of a letdown to not be scared of the chainsaw. But in communication.